Where do I even start with AI? This is a question I get asked over and over and over again, the deeper that I've dove into AI. And so I'm going to give you 4 different levels that'll let you know exactly where you should start based on where you're currently at. Keep in mind, number 4 is something everybody wants to jump to, but not everyone's ready for. Level 1, automation. This is saying automation without any AI actually included in it. These are things like using tools like Zapier.com, Make.com, or even N8N, and even things like what we do at AR Funnel. You need to be able to automate repetitive tasks inside of your business. Automation does a few key things. First of all, it reduces errors. Without human intervention, there are less errors. But it can connect tools like Typeform to Calendly, Google Sheets to Stripe, Trainerize to any other client management software that you're currently using. Automation will remove the mundane daily tasks that you're currently doing that are taking up hours inside of your week and allow those things to just happen automatically based on trigger events or a recurring schedule. On top of removing errors, automation also gives you better data points. If things aren't systemized, it's very hard to actually get clean data out of it, which is important for the next step and the next level, which is using LLMs. LLMs are things like ChatGPT, things like Claude, things like Gemini. LLMs are your basic kind of generalist AI. They're really great at a lot of things, but they're not fantastic or amazing at any one thing. One limitation that you have is because these are generalists and because of the format in which you're actually interacting with LLMs, you do still have to type stuff back and forth or talk back and forth to get a desired output. And because they are very general in nature, again, they're not just going to be amazing at each thing that you ask them to do. Once you're great at interacting with LLMs, you're going to be ready for level 3, which is AI assistants. AI assistants are specialized LLMs that you give frameworks, knowledge bases, and context to that allow them to be the specialist that you really need with which you're actually interacting with your LLMs in the first place. One way that we are using AI assistants inside of our business is we have an onboarding flow. When someone fills out an onboarding form, it does an in-depth psychological analysis of their niche based on one little sentence that they put in the form. And then that sends it to 6 different AI assistants, scripting out of VSL, writing lead magnets for them, giving them 50 viral worthy hooks, and giving them an in-depth analysis of exactly where their niche is likely hanging out, what podcasts they're listening to, what books they're reading, and everything in between. It gives them a 7-page research document between these 7 assistants. It takes 2 minutes to execute that entire workflow, and it costs 2 cents to execute that entire workflow. This would previously have cost thousands of dollars, and we would have to have a team of researchers on payroll, but not with these AI assistants. And that brings us to level 4, which I think is the scariest thing in most people's mind, which is AI agents. Now, AI agents do not require any type of actual oversight. These can make autonomous decisions based on the frame with which you give them. You do give them a knowledge base, you do give them context, you do give them frameworks that they need to work within, but AI assistants can be triggered manually. They can be triggered on scheduled runs, or they can just have free reign to just exist and interact as if they're a real employee inside of your business. AI agents are very, very powerful. They also are very, very complex. So if you don't have the other 3 down, if you're not automating and getting good data in and good data out, if you're not already well-versed in interacting with AI through LLMs, if you're not already great at creating specialist AIs, giving them context and frameworks and getting specialized outputs from them with AI assistants, you're not going to be ready for the chaos that comes with AI agents. Platforms you can use to build AI agents would be something like Lindy.ai, N8N, Make.com, and you can do it also on Zapier as well. If you want my full presentation that I just gave a speech with this past weekend, diving into these 4 levels, use cases, platforms you can do, and much, much, much deeper information and context, comment AI down below and I'll send it over to you in your DMs.